right, shalom. First and foremost, giving all praise, glory, and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, HaKadosh. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessing to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect. Shalom, Barakathum. Speaking a few words on the, I saw a couple of the elders going in on this guy, Walsh. And that's the spirit. I always thought that Edomite had a very proud and boastful spirit on him, but he's in the news this week for basically saying, I don't feel bad, for how he got this country, knowing which a lot of Edomites, they block it out. They don't want to know, they don't want you to rehash the details of how they really got it, all right, which was absolutely disgusting, filthy, nasty behavior, all right, which essentially revolved around, murder, robbery, theft, rape, okay, deception, all right, poison, destruction of nature and wild habitats, speaking proud and boastful things. All of these are just a few of the things that they did to get where they got today, but it's all prophecy, and that's what Esau doesn't understand. When you read Psalm the 109th chapter, man, there's a reason why the Lord speaks about blot not the wicked generation after generation after generation, because this is what happens. This is why the scriptures say, is that the Isaiah 14 and 21, prepare slaughter for his children so that they may not rise to fill the earth with cities, but filling the earth with cities is the main point that I wanted to bring up, because that's what they did. They filled the earth with cities, okay? And now that they filled the earth with cities, they get to go back and try to rewrite history and try to pat themselves on the back like, well, we had to do it. Using terms like they were primitive, they were primitive. So that gives you the right to take from somebody. Based on this guy's logic, if you got a baby with a piece of candy, okay, and he can't open the candy about himself with the wrapper, that gives me the right, because I know how to open the candy, if I get to take the candy from the baby. That's what Esau is saying. He's saying they didn't know what to do with the land. They were primitive and Stone Age, and blah blah blah. Like that's a reason. Which they weren't. That was definitely not the case. Okay, y'all were the ones over here that struggled trying to survive, and as soon as you got a good foothold in, you got a good lay of the land, you got all of the rivers mapped out, all right, you knew what tribe was what, you figured out how to survive the winters, then y'all immediately started killing, all right, forming these basically flimsy treaties, all right, which they weren't really treaties, they were just deception mechanism, because y'all never intended to be at peace with the so-called Native Americans ever. You know how we know? Because the whole reason your ass was sent here was the Pope. All right, the Pope is what sent all of the Europeans over here: the Dutch, the French, the English, the Spanish, okay, the Portuguese. All right, one papal bull back in 1493, the year after Columbus got back from his voyage here, the famous one in 1492. After that happened, okay, he signed a papal bull called Inter Cetera, okay, which basically inter means between, cetera means and from so on. That's where you get the word cetera from, okay. He signed a papal bull, and that basically means between, what he was talking about is between the east and the west, talking about the Atlantic Ocean. He declared, all right, the entire Western Hemisphere unto the monarchs that were underneath the Catholic Church at the time, okay? Then y'all started fighting one another. That's what happened, okay? You weren't settlers, all right? And you said that we were settlers, and we fought savage enemies and tamed the wilderness and built all of these different things. But what were you doing the whole time? Okay, what you were really doing was waging war, man. What you were really doing is using slave labor. Okay, so you stole the land, and then you were too lazy to work the land that you stole. That's what happened. Okay, Y'all are the welfare queens. That's what happened. Y'all are the DEI. Because no matter how smart an Edomite was or how dumb an Edomite was, if you were a so-called white person, you were good. Okay, you could have no teeth, you couldn't read. Guess what? You would get DEI treatment. Okay, they were going to give you some land. All right, if there's a dispute between you and a so-called Negro, they ain't even gonna hear the Negro's case. Okay, they just gonna give it to you. Okay, that's called DEI diversity. Okay, this is all hypocrisy, man, and that's why the Lord is gonna put every single one of you in slavery. This is why the Lord don't just forget. This is why you don't let things like history get swept under the rug. You know. Because the wicked will come back and try to remix things, or they'll try to minimize it, or like, oh, it wasn't that bad. They'll say something like, oh, it was only 5% of people own the slaves. Yeah, black people own slaves too, you know. And it's all this whataboutisms. Okay, what about them? What about that? What about this? You know, just weak, man. Just like that's how we know you're Esau, man. You didn't have the integrity to stand on the decisions you made. Okay, just like Esau made a decision to sell his birthright, he couldn't stand on it. He tried to go back to his father and get it anyway, even though he sold it. You know, you're weak, okay? You're base, and the Lord is proving a point by having you in rulership. Okay, that's Daniel, the 4th chapter, Daniel 4:17. Okay, so there's a reason why all these things are happening, and guess what? You're not the center of it, okay? The Israelites are, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you know, who by and large are the Israelites, okay? You got a few tares in there, okay? But by and large, that's why you were able to build America up. This was to be our plantation, our punishment, and it's also your latter end, okay? This is going to be a grand finality, so he's justified in destroying you. When the Lord used you to put holy hell on us because we were that rebellious, okay, that was also his excuse to get you to build up a whole slew of sins, man. You know, because you can't count the amount of wickedness that's been going on and it's still going on. Okay, so individuals like Matt Walsh, they serve a purpose. All right. Because eventually Esau is going to remember his old ways, and that's necessary. All right, that may be scary for some Jakes and Israelites to realize, but that is necessary for Esau to show his true horns. The means by which he's been winning is largely been deception, not strength. Okay, he's got intelligence to make the sword, and it's deception. Okay, now what's going to happen? All right, when the world is no longer deceived by him. Okay, they're gonna realize they outnumber him. This is why the scripture saying in Isaiah 14 is this the man that made earth to tremble. They say we're gonna narrowly look upon him, meaning we're gonna be squinting our eyes like this nigga right here was ruling over us. You know, he was the hammer of the earth. You know, that's how the Lord is gonna do things. Okay, and so all we gotta do is wait, man. You know, there's only a small amount of time that we got left before the Lord is tired of suffering these people. All right, and when that happens, we're delivered, and there's nothing nobody can do about it, man. All right, nothing nobody can do about it, because Esau is gonna look for a reason to embolden himself to become proud again, and to give himself an excuse to demonize you, just like he did back in the day. Like this nigga would crack open the skull and look at the shape of it and tell you how smart you are by the shape of the skull, which is stupid because you can shape a skull out of the womb. The skull is still soft. Okay, that ain't got no bearing on it. But he made that up because he wanted to find a way to convince people that he was superior. Which, if he really was superior, he wouldn't need to come up with all of these different pseudoscience explanations. But the reality is he's extremely inferior. All right, he rules out of scarcity. Okay, he wants the power to be in the hands of the weak. All right, and that's why weak men run society today. All right, that's why nerds in Silicon Valley are telling you what you can and can't say, telling you where you can work, where you can't work, telling you what your interest rate is. Okay, Men that have never seen battle a day in their life, they will send your ass over there to go fight and die in a thankless war. Weak. They themselves were never willing to go run over an IED in a Humvee, okay? But they'll send your ass over there. But this guy just likes blood, okay? That's what he likes. His power is in the weapon. He don't really have skill, all right? And the Most High gave him that. That's Revelation, the 6th chapter. When it says it was given to him a great sword, all right? He's the red horse, you know? And this is beautiful because Jake needs to see the enemy for what he really is. Y'all are holding hands side by side with these MAGA people. They don't give a damn about you, man. Okay? Y'all might be cool with each other, but look, you're going to know who your real friends and your enemies are in the time of adversity. That's written in there in Sirach. You know, a friend can only be known in prosperity or adversity. I'm butchering it, but there's a few precepts on that. Okay? You don't know really who your friends are until that adversity hit, man. Okay? Then you're going to find out. Okay? Then you're going to find out there's biology to this. Okay? We naturally self-segregate. Okay? So he's going to have some explaining to do. You know? When the economy collapses, all right? Watch how they choose sides. Watch how they not give a fuck about you're an American citizen or not. You know? They already have a picture of you in their mind, you know? And so the Lord just got to come back, man, and destroy these people. All right? They're an absolute plague and cancer on the earth. Okay? And the biggest plague is them talking shit the whole time, proud that they're doing it. This guy said he's proud of the. How could you be proud of that, man? Even for an Edomite, you're like, God damn. How could you be proud of that, man? You didn't earn anything. The scriptures say, just on alone, he that stealeth the man should be put to death. Okay? Just on that alone, you did way more than steal people. You stole land. You robbed people. Okay? You exploited them. You caused all manner of adultery and fornication. And you passed laws to reinforce these things. You know? So Esau got his just due coming, man. The Lord said he's going to defend us. The Lord said he's going to lift up a standard. And that's exactly what's going to happen. So with that, Lord willing, this is edifying. On to the next. Shalom.